Every NHL season, a few teams flip the script, and this year the surprises hit early. Some clubs took huge steps forward, others raised big concerns, and a few left us all wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. Today, we're breaking down 5 teams that shocked me. The good, the bad, and everything in between. Number 5, the Florida Panthers. The two-time defending Stanley Cup champions are not dominating the Eastern Conference compared to last season. After playing the most hockey of any NHL team over the past 3 seasons, a slow start was predictable. However, the Panthers aren't just doing poorly, they are not playing like a championship team. There seems to be 2 very distinct issues for the team: a disastrous run of injuries to irreplaceable players and unavoidable fatigue of their past playoff runs. The Panthers' most significant loss is their captain Alexander Barkov. Arguably the best two-way center in the game has not played a single game due to a knee injury. His absence impacted every facet of the game, from the top power play unit to the PK to 5-on-5 hockey.
I know there's the idea next man up, I get all that, but there's not a next man for Barkey skates.
Another big loss for the Panthers is Matthew Tkachuk, a huge presence on the ice. While he may be the first to return, his timeline is reportedly around January sometime. Thomas Nosek is out until after the Olympic break with a knee injury. Dmitry Kulikov is sidelined. Jonah Yadkovich suffered an upper body injury on October 25th and is expected to miss 3 months following surgery. Management is switching up lines to find chemistry, but nothing can replace the absence of a 3-time Selke winner in their captain Barkov. They need to prioritize fixing mistakes like communication breakdowns and poor discipline. The Panthers can't afford to get too far behind. Playing catch-up in the modern NHL requires a massive sustained run. The champions aren't looking so good right now, and for the first time in a while, a playoff spot is anything but a guarantee. Number 4, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So far during this 25-26 NHL season, it's been tough to get a read on who the Leafs are. They've been inconsistent, where their hardworking mentality and heavy north-south play is supposed to be their strong suit, but they have yet to establish that on a consistent basis. Toronto has been a dominant team for a while now, but a few factors have led them to be a middle-of-the-pack team. Last season, they were at the top of the Atlantic Division. As of now, they're fighting for a wild-card spot. There's still plenty of hockey left, but it definitely feels like it's crunch time for the Maple Leafs. One issue is their power play. A team that has players like Austin Matthews, William Nylander, John Tavares, and other skilled players shouldn't be struggling to produce. There have been too many broken plays and poor entries this season. They've been spending way too much time trying to find the perfect setup instead of making quicker plays and taking a lot of shots. They really need to start getting more pucks to the net and crashing the middle instead of being passive on the perimeter. Another issue is costly turnovers and defensive play. The defense has taken a massive step backward from last season. The Leafs were in the top 10 last season in goals against per game with 2.79, despite allowing 29.3 shots per game. They were much better and smarter defensively in their own zone. Their defensive reads have been troublesome, and even the forwards are late to help out on the back check. They don't defend the middle of the ice or front of the net well, or make it harder for the opponents. Overall, they're their own worst enemy when it comes to turnovers, odd man rushes, and their play in their own zone. A third issue is the effort and consistency. Head coach Craig Berube has been calling upon his team to have a consistent effort. There's no urgency in their game. There shouldn't be reminders for them, as they're veterans in this league and should know that this kind of play is unacceptable. The mistakes they make on a constant basis have been careless and costly. If they can't fix that and they miss the playoffs, this season is going to be very disappointing. Number 3, the Montreal Canadiens. The Habs are off to an impressive 5-2 start this season after going 2-4-1 in the first 7 games last year. The lineup is loaded with young stars who combine game-changing skill, remarkable confidence, and the support of some of the most passionate fans in the league. St. Louis knows he can count on Nick Suzuki for leadership and big plays when the game is on the line. Suzuki is averaging more than 20 minutes of ice time per game. Cole Caulfield has been a spectacular player for the Canadiens since he made his debut as a 20-year-old during the 2020-2021 season. He became a legitimate star last season with 37 goals and 33 assists. Caulfield Caulfield continues to make huge plays for the Habs this season. Suzuki and Caulfield may be leading the way, but they have plenty of company. Young defenseman Lane Hudson is a great puck handler and solid offensive talent. The 20-year-old Demidov has excellent skating speed and incredible balance. Slavkovsky, 21, has had a struggle since he was selected first overall during the 2022 NHL draft, but is clearly improving. He uses a 6'3", 225-pound body to create space around the net. This is a team that has gotten off to an incredible start, and there's no reason they can't continue to string victories together and have a deep playoff run, especially since last season they barely made the playoffs. Number 2, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Erik Karlsson is off to an outstanding start to the 2025-2026 season and is a big reason why the Penguins are in a potential playoff spot. Captain Sidney Crosby said that the Penguins have been going into every game with something to prove. The expectations weren't that high for them coming in. They've competed hard and given themselves a chance. Muse replaced Mike Sullivan behind the bench. The 43-year-old previously worked 5 seasons as an NHL assistant. The Penguins have had contributions throughout the lineup and have found different ways to win games. The mandate from Penguins GM Kyle Dubas was to create a growth environment for the group. A lot of collaboration from players that are future Hall of Famers like Crosby and Malkin, and some players who weren't even born when some of these guys were first playing in the league, like 18-year-old rookie forward Ben Kindle. According to defenseman Erik Karlsson, Kindle has done a good job in asserting himself and the way he thinks the game should be played. Chris Letang also said that there's a different energy around the Penguins with more battle drills at practice among the changes. According to Crosby, it takes time to work things out, but everyone's contributed. Number 1, the Anaheim Ducks. The biggest surprise by far this NHL season has been the success of the Anaheim Ducks. The team were supposed to continue a slow and steady rebuild this season toward an eventual playoff return further down the road. Instead, this young group has exploded. They're working hard and competing. The Ducks have hung with the big boys through the first 16 games of the schedule, including 2 victories against the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, winning against teams like the New Jersey Devils, Dallas Stars, Vegas Golden Knights, and Winnipeg Jets. Anaheim center Leo Carlsson is hanging with the likes of Sharks' Macklin Celebrini and Colorado's Nathan MacKinnon. Carlsson had 26 points in 28 games to close out last season. Winger Cutter Gauthier is another young piece of the roster who's taken a significant step for these Ducks. The 21-year-old struggled with the speed of the NHL level last season, but has found a rhythm in his second full campaign. The Ducks also have former New York Ranger veteran players like Jacob Trouba and Chris Kreider, some solid goaltending from Lucas Dostal, and offense from rookie winger Beckett Seneca. Anaheim finished 6th in the Pacific Division last season with a 35, 37, and 10 record, totaling 80 points. If they keep this play up, we could possibly find the Ducks in the playoffs this season.